preparing to live stream the meeting, setting up your meeting for YouTube Live, redirecting to YouTube. Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to, we don't know what we're doing, but it's our first YouTube Live. I'm with Shannon. If you don't know about her yet, she's at The Whole Budget. She's an incredible money mindset coach and a bestie of mine. And today we're going to be talking about, we know what you want. Do you? So,
Isn't that sassy and obnoxious to be like, we know what you want, do you?
yeah, wait, Shannon, tell us what comes up for you when you hear that, like, and what that means for you and like your folks and who you're helping.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. I think um I really believe, particularly because I'm working with folks and we're talking about money and we're talking about, going on a journey with their money. Sometimes it's like getting out of debt, learning how to budget, how to save, how to invest, how to grow your money, how to create generational wealth, right? I think that my folks know that they want to have money, this sense of comfort and security and knowing that they can have dignity and that it's beyond having their basic needs met. But I know a lot of them want even more than that. Like they want to enjoy life to the fullest. They don't want to work until they die. They don't want to struggle. They don't want to, they want to have some glamorous stuff going on, a little luxury. And they, some people are comfortable saying it, but most folks are not. They're not comfortable saying it, but they want it. They want it. So when they come to me, sometimes they're a little bit sheepish about either not knowing how to get that and not being comfortable saying it very boldly. Yeah, I want to have some money because not having money can suck. Yes, having money can suck too, but I can tell you that when you don't feel like you're on solid footing, when you don't feel like there's enough, when there isn't enough, when you can't provide for your family, when you are always constantly thinking about, am I going to keep my head afloat? You can't really think of much else. And I think people want to think of much else, right? So it's just getting comfortable with being able to say, I want something different. I want more. Throw into that if they're women, or if they're people of color, or if they're immigrants, or if they grew up poor, or any level of marginalization just heightens that feeling that they can't express that, even religion, right? So all of that comes into play and makes it really, really difficult for people to say, I know what I want, and to actually voice it.
That's so good. I loved how you said that people want the much more and they don't really voice it, or there's a shyness or a sheepishness to it. Because I think the same is true for my folks who want their businesses to grow and be much, they want the much more as well. But they're sort of stuck in student learning mode. Like, I have all their certifications. Let me get another certification. Let me get another certification. Let me get another certification. And this is like full and like brimming and it's busting at the seams. And then over here, investing in soul of your business, the growth of your business, and just even seeing your business and stepping into your power as a business owner is like empty.
Well, what do you think of those certifications? Like, what are they? Like armor? Like, why are they getting all these certifications? What does that mean to them?
Yeah. I mean, I think that, you and I have talked about this on our IG lives before, but there's a sidestepping, right? Of what it is they really want. And it's similar for your folks, right? So my folks, what they really want is to like grow their business. Your
Mm.
folks, what they really want is the much more, whatever that looks like, the
Want to
luxury.
grow their lives. Yeah.
Yeah, grow their lives, right? Have the much more.
Yeah.
They're sidestepping what they really want. And then what you're getting is neither here nor there.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear it sometimes when folks come to me and they're like, well, I don't want to have a ton of money. Like, I don't want to be a millionaire. Like, I don't, and I'm like, okay, hey, whatever number is good for you. But it's really interesting that they already preface it by saying, I'm not trying to get this amount because this amount means X, right? And it's different for different people. I'm not trying to be a billionaire because billionaires are evil. I'm not trying to be a millionaire
Yep.
because I'm greedy. I'm not trying to be, you know what I mean? But it's immediately limiting themselves, right? And because they're immediately limiting themselves, then they decide, like you said, to start sidestepping. Then they head over here and away from the direction that they truly want to head in, and they get distracted doing other
Yeah.
things, right?
Yeah.
And frustrated.
And the thing is, I think for both of our folks, it's like when your back is towards your definition of money, what you want, you know, business, how you want to run your business,
Happiness, anything.
happiness, what you
Mhm,
want, how to grow your life, right?
mhm,
You're you can't see it. And what's happening over here is you're walking towards the patriarchy. I love what you said about marginalized folks, because then what happens is we're walking towards society's definition, the
mhm,
patriarchy's definition,
mhm,
white supremacy definition, uh, that one conservative family member's definition.
mhm.
And of course, it's going to feel icky walking there. And of course, you're going to be in that state of like, what? And you can't see what you want because it's back there.
Yeah, it's in total opposition of what you actually or truly want. And what ends up happening is that opposition is manifested in you in
Mm.
all sorts of ways. Like it could be illness, it could be unhappiness, it could be, the inability to grow in whatever area you're focused on. It could be a plethora. It may not show up that blatantly or glaringly initially, but if you're able to like take a step out or have somebody, hold up a mirror to show you gently, understandably, that hey, this isn't actually the direction that you want to go in, and that you're actually going in the opposite direction of that, right? And I think sometimes we don't even realize that we're heading in a different direction until
Oh,
somebody, yeah, until somebody says, well, is that what you really want to do? And it's like you're stop dead in your track.
yeah.
Talk about those more time.
Yeah, you're cutting out a little bit, my dear. Oh, that's better. Okay.
Am I?
Can you just repeat what you
Okay.
said?
Yeah. Having somebody kind of gently, for someone to remind you of what you wanted, you yourself have to be open and honest and be aware. And remind you that that you said you wanted this, and are you heading in a different direction?
Right.
Just so that you can get back on track.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, speaking of that, how can people work with you to get back on track and to get what it is that they truly want?
I think people have to realize where they are on their money journey because we have so many weird societal beliefs about money. Um, and there's a lot of strategy, right? You could do this, you could do this, you could do this, you could do a whole bunch of things to end up where you want to be. I think what's missing from a lot of personal finance is obviously the education, but the mindset piece, right? Why are you doing the things you're doing? Why are you doing the things you're doing? Because really, if you want to get from point A to point B with your money, really you have to talk about what are you doing and what are you thinking? Because what you're thinking is really going to drive what you're doing. Because you can Google a million things to figure out what to do. But if you're not doing what we do, why you want to these things, right? Everybody has different circumstances. So what I like to do is give people like this really short quiz where they can go through, the 9 questions and figure out where they are on the journey, right? And then figure out, okay, am I in this stage 1, stage 2, stage 3? And if so, and I want to move on to the next stage, then that's when we get on a call. That's when we talk, right? Because I know it's very easy for me to say to you, okay, open a high yield savings account and do this and do that. And this is how you have a budget and you save 10% or 20% or whatever. I understand your particular circumstance, your situation, and what would work for you, as opposed to here's the template, everybody do this thing, because we all know that doesn't work. So I like you to figure out where you are in your journey, which also infuses a lot of the time, yeah, this is where I want to be. And how can I get there? And we get on the phone and we talk about it. We figure out, okay, what have you been doing for you? You're not on the phone, you start looking at information, and then we talk about it. And then hopefully at that point, you can see how you can move throughout the steps.
That's awesome.
What
I
about
love
you? What
that.
about your folks?
Yeah, I love the quiz, and then it's only 9 questions. I don't love long quizzes. Yeah, for me, it's really similar. Like I always tell my folks, like there's a lot of business strategy out there, and even like the best strategy. Like if you can't get out of bed for whatever reason, no amount of like that Google strategy or whatever strategy is going to help you. So I keep things very simple. I've worked with a lot of women millionaire coaches. Like I know you have been in a lot of containers. I've taken what they know and what has helped me. I've simplified it down to give that to my folks. And how they can work with me is it's also business mindset. I feel that that's like 99% of what business is. And then there's 1% like a little bit of strategy. And how they can work with me is on retreat, where they can have much more, to bring it back to the beginning of our conversation. And their nervous system is regulated. We're using business constellations, we're using mindset coaching, we're using meditation, we're using journaling, and they come up with their own sacred business blueprint. After the 3 days together, it's like soul nourishing food that my husband and I are cooking. There's a pool, there's like spaciousness. It's not like go, 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 startup hustle culture. There's the tea that you love, the alternative milk or the milk that you love. Nobody's like having to like dig through like 10,000 tea bags and they can't find the tea that they love. No, that's just not happening. 50% of the application form is about food. Of course. And they walk away with a sacred business blueprint After that, there's 3 months of a virtual mastermind, where weekly we're doing business constellations to help them grow their businesses from a mind, body, soul aligned place. And so when they're done, they are then using all the tools, all the learnings, all of the energy shifts, and they're using that to solve for mind, body, soul alignment in their business. And so when shit gets crazy or shit gets hairy, maybe there's a rejection, maybe there isn't. Maybe they're making a lot more money. They're not going to be like, no, I don't deserve this.
Mhm.
Right? It's going to feel very aligned.
I really like the idea of a retreat. Um, no, I do. And that could be my own personal thing about getting away and traveling and just a change of scenery and what that does for your body and your mind, just to go somewhere else, be in a different environment. I really, really like that. And I like the idea, particularly of women having the opportunity to take that time out for themselves and for it to be luxurious. I think that's very important. And I know luxury, I mean, there's a scale, right? We can like, I'm always trying to find the next level luxury. Like I'm always about it. But I think that, you know, treat your whole self with more. Even if it's for a weekend, a long weekend, however long the retreat is, but to like feed into yourself with all of the things, like you said, like it matters that I have my tea, and it matters that I have, my special milk. Matters that I have the things that are going to really make me feel good and whole and nourished. You know what I mean? So I love the idea of a retreat. I think more people have to be in a place to really receive that, and allow themselves to take that opportunity. And that's why I'm like, irrespective of where you are in your money journey, I think it's important for you to constantly, have joy and do things that are important to you. And particularly, like I always say, do things that you value. So if it's a high-end retreat, whatever high-end means to you, it can mean different things at different stages, but do it. Absolutely do it. I think it's such a gift to yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, there's so many golden nuggets, and I think we'll just wrap with, you know, Shannon and I we're going to be here talking about money mindset and business mindset. We're two women who are looking different from others in our industries, and we're doing things differently. And, if you want to follow us, feel free to do that. I'll put Shannon's information in the description box, and my information, and I'm sure we'll be back. So, and Shannon, thanks for being here with us. And I hope everyone's.
Thank you, Kyla. This is our YouTube debut.
I
This
know.
is like, woohoo. Well,
Yeah, and feel free to give us feedback on like topics that you want to hear more stuff on, and let us know how we can help you get more of what you want over here.
absolutely.
All
I
right.
love it. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.